the way things are going, and I'm gone. And I only said, and that was privy information. So Jack going, well, you know what? I think I'll go up to GCN. I'm like thinking, well, you know, you can probably do your show right where you're doing it anyway, you know, in Texas. Why are you going to go up there? I said, look, this is just between you and me, but things are a little rocky in GCN as far as my information goes. And I said, that is not for anybody's consumption. It's just to watch your ass. Well, guess what? Jack calls up Ted and goes, hey, what? Guess what? This told me your place is crumbling down. And it goes back through my source, and my source is very nice. I go, look, man, I was just thinking, I was watching out for him and just saying, be cautious, be quiet. And he gave me up. And my contact, thankfully, forgave me and said, don't worry about it. But Jack Blood is a piece of shit. Excuse me.
Well, it's a betrayal, Keith. I mean,
of course it is.
If somebody violates your confidence. See, I never heard of. I never heard of Jack Blood. The first time I ever heard. I don't really pay much attention to what's out there. I don't listen to the radio much on internet or anything like that. But the first time I actually ever heard of Jack Blood was when they were harassing Lisa with all that horrible, you know, pornographic filth and you know, harassing her and everything, and I read that on their website, and I actually wrote something about them, and it's on my website, as a matter of fact. Just look under the title Lisa Giuliani attacked or stalked or.
But if anybody doubted whether that was true, I mean, my dealings with Blood, and I mean, believe me when I say this, we had a very good relationship, and when I told him that, I felt confident. I'm like, Jack, don't pack up the wife and the kid and go up I-35 to Minnesota unless you know what you're getting into. It was only a good intention and very cautiously said. And then for him to turn around and dump me, he should sleep with the fishes.
Well, yeah, you know, there's a lot of people out there, Keith, and my observation, I mean, just to give an overview here, my observation is a lot of these people that are out there in the media, they're not looking for truth.
No.
They're not seeking the truth, nor do they even care if they're telling the truth. A lot of them are they're like grandstanders. Like Alex Jones is a grandstander, absolutely, just publicity stunts galore. They're grandstanders. They want to aggrandize their ego, and they want to you know, run scams on people for money.
But they want listenership so they can get the advertising money and make by extension they want to make money.
Of course.
And money changes everything.
And I tend to completely, I mean, I don't listen to these people. I don't, like I said, I never heard of Jack Blood in my life until I read Lisa's and Victor's commentary about what he was behind these complete, I don't even know what to call them.
Scumbags covers it.
Scumbags. I mean, just people that porno mongers and you know, demeaning women with obscenity and oh my God, I can't tell you how horrified I was.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the vestiges of this whole thing too, I hate to say it, but it's the way it is. Although it seems like they're doing a good thing, this youthful We Are Change movement is not really warming the cockles of my heart.
I don't even know about that, Keith.
Oh, no,
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, good. Don't. just hide.
Well, I'm not a joiner anyway, Keith.
No.
You know that. I'm a recluse.
But these are idiots. I mean, they're all in the shock move. I mean, every generation has those, and I was part of it, let's face it, who realized that things were just not really right. And it's how you channel that angst that matters.
Yeah.
These guys have locked on to the 9/11 thing, and they have no freaking idea what they're talking about. And I mean, we're just looking at like, you know, some kind of like, I don't know, you know, like gangsta video, and it's like, okay, great guys, that'll work really well.
Well, see here's the problem. You get an issue. I mean, I'm just speaking philosophically here, but you get an issue like 911, which is probably the single biggest issue right now. If you look at, well, since it happened, you know, in other words, for the so-called patriot movement or whatever you want to call it, truth, 911 truth, it's a big issue because it created a tremendous amount of very negative things that followed, which were planned in advance. We already know that, like the Patriot Acts and the Homeland Security. I mean, that was already plotted, but still,
sure.
After the fact, we have all this suddenly to deal with in the open, and so people, they want to get involved. They want to do something about it, but they don't do their homework. They don't gather the facts. You don't just go out shooting your mouth off, and whatever they're doing. You have to consolidate the information. You have to get the facts, and people don't bother. They don't bother with that anymore.
Well, there seems to be, and I will admit, and this is why I'm saying to people, don't exonerate yourself from doing this. They're saying, well, I'm just passing the information along. If you don't vet it, then you become what that information is being passed along. Mm-hmm. And if it is histrionic and hyperbolic and basically just a gross exaggeration, then you also have to take responsibility for being part of the problem, because this stuff is just Chicken Little babble.
That's exactly what I have called it, Keith. The Chicken Littles, the sky is falling. And I am a person who I do everything myself for my writing and anything that I speak about on a radio program. If I have not investigated it or experienced it or witnessed it or am dealing with trustworthy sources and witnesses, I do not promote it. It's irresponsible.
Yeah, and I think that too many people who are passing information along, and I've had a couple of reasonable bouts with some people in these email groups and stuff, and I'm going, look, man, you can't back this up, and you're passing, and I can understand it. If you pass it along as, let's consider this, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's okay, but you're saying, oh, look, this is it. I'm like, no, it's not. We don't know that, and stop it. I mean, even to the point where, Barbara, you can well imagine that everybody's like speculating about, oh, well, that commuter plane that was a vestige of Continental Airlines that went down in Buffalo, well, there was a 9/11 activist on that, and they blew the whole plane just to kill her. I'm going,
who was it?
The woman's name was Beverly Eckert.
Okay.
But understand something, too, Barbara. The thing is, she is not deep into the fact of that the government had complicity. She, like the Jersey Girls, the famed Jersey Girls.
Well, she happened to be on the plane, and they were promoting a conspiracy theory that the plane went down just to get her.
Yeah.
It's not. Well, let me say it this way. First of all, it's been known to happen, but it doesn't mean that it did happen. And when they start promoting based on speculation, it sounds to me like wild speculation, right?
But this is what happens.
Yes.
And then people start to push it across. My point is that I never pass, let me restructure that. I pass along maybe 0.5% of what I get. And I only do it amongst what I would consider like close personal confidence. But the thing is, this stuff automatically just gets legs. And but this last time around, I just said, look, hold on. Why in the world would you want to whack her with 50 other people and go through all the machinations of dropping a plane just short of the runway in Buffalo, when if she, and God bless her to this day, she was widowed. She was alone. Why not just go ahead and cut her brake lines or poison? You know what I mean?
Keith, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, let me tell you this. I know how these people operate, and they have been known to take out a plane. They don't care about human life. They have no respect. They've been known to take out but that's not the type of person that they would do that to.
Oh.
You're exactly right. They would have done something like arranged a, quote, accident. They've done that to me. They've arranged a number of, quote, accidents, car crashes. I survived them all. But that's what they would do. I mean, and I'm not saying that they wouldn't, you have to be
that
cautious
possibility
if you're
is there.
a target. But
But
these conspiracy theorists, they're ready to jump on any wagon that rolls down the road. Anything that comes down the pike. Oh my God! They have fascinated this person, and meanwhile they don't know what they're talking about.
No, they don't.
You know who does that? It's Ken Adachi. Ken Adachi is full of stories like that. The most absurd